What's up, everyone? It's your boy Carraway, and I'm here to give my quick race weekend recap at the Madera Speedway. So, of course, like always, we start on Friday, and the car felt really good during Friday's practice. We were pretty much the fastest in all practice sessions, and the car felt good, and we felt really good heading into Saturday. And then along with that, we have, of course, had the interview with Mr. Takuma Toga at the end of Friday practice. Part of it is already up on my channel. There's already a real bit that you guys can watch of that. And then we move on to Saturday. On Saturday, the car still felt really good. We were one of the fastest cars in both practice sessions. And then we had a really good qualifying run and ended up pill drawing a P3 start for later, of course, that night's Pro Late Model race. But before that, we, of course, had the 5150 Junior Late Model race, which is where I got to be in the booth and commentate the race with Mr. Blakesley and them. And so, of course, want to give a big thank you to Mr. Shepard and Mr. Blakesley for allowing me to be up there. And I can't wait to do it for the rest of the season. And then, of course, later that night, we had the 70-lap Madera Speedway Pro Late Model race. We started in P3, and there were a bunch of yellows to start out the race, if I'm being honest. But did those restarts that allowed me to take the lead, of course, on the high lane. I know everyone knows my nickname is the High Side Hustler whenever I race at Madera Speedway. And then, of course, with there being a bunch of yellows, the field was stacked up multiple times through. And it was me and the 45 kind of battling throughout the entire first half of the race. And I picked the high lane every single time we had a caution. And then I was able to get around them most of the time. And then there was a late yellow in the first half of the race, so then we went on to the halftime break and I was the leader, and then we started off in the second half of the race. It was me and the 45 still side by side, but then I got around them, but then we had another caution, but then there was this, and then after that caution we got back going again, and then I was about to get around the 45 on the high lane, and then there was this lap car that just whooped right up into me, and then I had to check up not to get in her or anything and cause a huge wreck, and that allowed the 45 to get back on my inside and around me. They didn't move out the way because they didn't move out the way there, so I had to get under the lap car, and then the 45 kind of got a bit of a gap, but then eventually over the long run we had a really good car in the long run. We caught back up to the 45, and then we made a late race move with about like 8 to go to get on his inside, and then we were side by side for about a lap. And then with 7 to go, I'm sure as many of you all seen, we got a racing incident heading into turn number 1, and I ended up getting turned around, which is unfortunate. We had such a great car, and that's been prepared such an awesome car for this weekend. And it's unfortunate of how that would have turned out, but I was still able to come back through the field with at least like 7 laps to go to be able to get a P4 finish out of it. Almost P3, almost came back to finish on the podium, which was, I think, a really good comeback effort for where we had to start. And one more thing, even though, of course, when y'all seen the 45 gotten me there, but me and the 45 had a really good, hard, and clean battle for like almost the entirety of the race there. And so it sucks that it had to end that way, but me and him raced each other clean for pretty much almost the entire race as we were side by side. And it just sucks that it had to end that way, and I wish it didn't, but sometimes that's just gonna happen in a race, and you just gotta swallow or lick that wound. That's what my dad says sometimes. You just gotta swallow the pill or lick the wound and just move on from that. And I want to just thank all my supporters and all my sponsors, especially GTR as well. I've been practicing all week on this simulator leading up to this race, so I want to thank GTR for bringing me this new sim rigging source. It's a huge thank you to them. I want to thank, of course, Riding Performance, Aztecs, Moroso, QA1, Simpson, Fuel Factory, and just everyone, all my followers, all my supporters. All y'all are really, really appreciative to me, and I just want to thank you all for the support on my journey. And now we move on to next week, where we're finally going to get back in the dirt car for a Playday test at the Delta Speedway. I want to thank MGM and, of course, Vibrant Performance as well for bringing us basically almost the entire car. The micro is going to be with Vibrant Performance parts. So huge thank you to Vibrant Performance as well for doing that for us. And I can't wait to show you off this new car for the Playday at Delta. Scam Carraway, signing out. Are you not entertained?